He waited for her. An elderly dog stopped eating after his owner's funeral. The dog waited by the window for his owner to come home, but she never did. The dog was confused and scared. Why didn't his owner come home? He barked and howled, but no one answered him. The dog felt abandoned and alone. He didn't want to eat or drink. He just wanted his owner. The owner's family tried everything to make the dog happy again, but nothing worked. They gave him all of the dog's favorite treats, but he didn't want them. They took him for walks, played with him, and even bought him a new toy. But nothing made the dog feel better. He just kept staring out the window, waiting for his owner to come back. The family didn't know what to do. They were worried about the dog because he stopped eating and drinking. They were afraid that he would die of hunger and thirst. So they called a vet. When the vet came, he examined the dog and told the family that he was very healthy. The vet couldn't find anything wrong with the dog, but he could see that the dog was depressed. The vet talked to the family and told them that the best thing to do was to let the dog rest and be with his owner. Meanwhile, the dog was lying on the floor, looking at the window. He was still waiting for his owner, even though he knew that she wasn't coming back. The dog was so sad that he closed his eyes and fell asleep. When the family saw this, they were heartbroken. They didn't want the dog to be sad. They wanted him to be happy, but they knew that there was nothing they could do. They had to let the dog grieve. As the days went by, the dog got thinner and weaker. He still didn't want to eat or drink. He just lay on the floor and stared at the window. The family was worried, but they knew that they had to wait. One day, the dog didn't get up from his bed. He just lay there, looking at the ceiling. The family was scared. They thought that the dog was going to die. They called the vet again, but it was too late. The dog died in front of them. The family was devastated. They lost their beloved pet, and they felt guilty because they couldn't save him. They buried the dog in the backyard. They dug a hole, put the dog's body in it, and then covered it with dirt. After the funeral, the family went inside the house. They sat down on the couch and cried. They missed their dog, and they wished that he was still alive. They wondered if the dog was happy now, and if he was with his owner. At that moment, they heard a knock on the door. They were surprised because no one ever came to their house. The family looked at each other and decided to open the door. When they did, they saw a woman standing there. The woman was crying, and she had a dog in her hands. The family was confused. They didn't know who the woman was or why she was there. The woman said, "I'm sorry to bother you, but have you seen my dog? I lost him a few days ago, and I've been looking for him everywhere." The family felt bad for the woman, so they invited her in, and they offered her some water and a chair. The woman sat down and started crying. She told the family that her dog's name was Max, and that he was very special to her. The family listened to the woman, and they couldn't help but feel sorry for her. They knew how much Max meant to her, just like they knew how much their own dog meant to them. The woman finished her water and stood up. She thanked the family for everything and prepared to leave. As she walked toward the door, she suddenly stopped. She turned around and asked, "By any chance, is your dog buried in the backyard?" The family was taken aback by the question. They looked at each other and then at the woman. They knew what she was asking, but they didn't want to give her false hope. "I'm sorry," said the family, "but we don't know what you're talking about." The woman nodded her head and left the house. The family watched her go and couldn't help but feel bad for her. As soon as the door closed behind the woman, the family went to the backyard. They stood by the grave and said a prayer for the dog. They hoped that he was in a better place and that he was finally with his owner. And that's the end of the story.